Hello everyone, this is Annie Koloko, Koloko Immigration Law, Visa Girl, Koloko Immigration Law. Welcome to our weekly chat. The subject of this video this week is the fiancé visa, also known as the K1 visa. A fiancé visa is a visa filed by a US citizen for their fiancé living overseas to come to the United States for a period of 90 days in order to marry. Meaning basically that's the purpose of the visa. Within the 90 days, if the US citizen and the overseas fiancé get married, then said fiancé will be eligible for what is called adjustment of status. But before we go to that, you have to make a determination whether you are eligible for a fiancé visa. Meaning basically who can file a fiancé visa. Number one, you have to be a US citizen. Meaning you cannot file a fiancé visa if you are a lawful permanent resident, also known as a green card holder. If that is the case, you will have to file an adjustment of status petition instead of a fiancé visa. That's very important for you to know. Number two, that you need to know if you want to be eligible to be able to file a fiancé visa, you have to demonstrate also to USCIS and the consular officer that you are free to marry. Obviously that goes without saying, but you cannot file a fiancé visa on behalf of your fiancé if you still have previous marriage that are not terminated. Meaning basically if even you have a divorce petition that is pending, you will not be able to move forward with a fiancé visa. You will have to demonstrate that these marriages are terminated by submitting evidence of such things, such as copy of divorce decree and so on and so forth. Also, one thing that is very important that you have to understand, in order to be eligible for such a visa, you have to demonstrate that you have met in person within 2 years of filing the petition. In person is very important. Please be advised that Skype, chat, or WhatsApp do not count as in-person meeting. Definitely you do have to demonstrate that you did meet. And how do you do that? You can submit obviously copy of reservation or plane ticket, so on and so forth. A question that I have sometimes from clients is whether my fiancé can come and visit me in the United States. In theory, yes, they could, but in practice, it is very, very hard to convince a consular officer that you will not have, again, a double intent, meaning that it is more than likely that you will have to visit your fiancé in her or his country of origin, meaning that's something that you need to keep in mind. Also, something that you need to be aware of is what are your ages? It may not be actually something that will come up, but if there is a significant age difference between the two fiancés, that will raise some issues in the eyes of the consular officer. Obviously, if that is the case for you, do not be alarmed. If your relationship is genuine, then I guess multiple visits and phone calls and correspondence will be more than enough to overcome this suspicion from the officer. That's something, do not believe that will be the death knell of your petition. Another criteria of eligibility is also your criminal history. You have to be aware that immigration is a privilege. In order for you to be eligible for a fiancé visa, at least to file on behalf of your fiancé, you have to demonstrate that you do not have a serious criminal history. It doesn't mean that if you do have criminal conviction, you're completely barred. But what USCIS immigration actually has in mind, we're talking about crime of violence, sexual crime. Those are crimes that have a various and serious and significant impact on your application. You may have to find what is called a waiver. That obviously is significant legal work. You will need to hire legal counsel before moving forward with your petition. This is something that you want to keep in mind. Also, it goes without saying that if you would like to file a petition, a K-1 visa, you need to demonstrate that you have sufficient income. And this sufficient income is actually based on the size of a household, meaning that they start with two. It's a household of two, meaning that it would be you and obviously your fiancé. Meaning based on that, they want to make sure that your fiancé will not become a public charge. And that's pretty much, obvious. If you have children or dependent, let's say children from another relationship, or if your fiancé come with children as well, then all of these, also the size of the household, will be measured accordingly, and you will have to meet actually those income requirements. Then also you have to know that if your fiancé has children under the age of 21, they can be also, their application can also accompany, and they will be listed in the fiancé application, meaning that nothing to fear. Then all of these applications will be processed at the same time. And finally, one question that people ask all the time: how long will I have to wait? We understand for the lovebirds, separation can be quite hard. On average, it takes about 6 to 8 months. Those are the criteria for a K-1 visa. Please be aware that under the current climate, if your application is deemed insufficient, it will be actually rejected. It's more important than ever to seek legal counsel to make sure that everything is actually made and filed accordingly. If you need help, do not hesitate to contact our office at 716-200-1720 or info@colocolaw.com. Until then, I hope you have a great week. If you believe that this video is actually interesting or important for you, please do not hesitate to share, like our page. Please follow our page. We're always grateful for any appreciation from you, to hear from you. And if you believe this is an information that is actually very useful to you, please act accordingly. Until then, I wish you a great week. Be safe. Be well.